Hi Stampers, it's Kelly Ents from Stamping with Kelly, and I'm here coming from Edmonton, Alberta, live. Woohoo! Here we are with our monthly online card club, and this is available to anyone in Canada. So if you are watching, why not just reach out and then you can craft along too. I can send you a package of prepped supplies that look just like this, which give you all the supplies that you need to create these cards. The only extra things that you need are saying stamps, neutral ink, and some adhesives to put it together. I'm going to showcase a couple extra little supplies, but honestly, all you need are just some sayings. So if you are in Canada, just reach out to me. You can get these for free with a minimum $35 order. Or if you would prefer to just pay the class fee, you can do that with $20 by EMT. Okay, we have so much going on. It's crazy. Stampin' Up! Just announced free shipping with a minimum $100 order, and that starts tomorrow. So I guess tonight at midnight. I'm just double checking here. If anyone's watching along, please can you comment and just let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, because that's always the wonderful part of running this live event, is I'm my own tech person too. So I'm doing it all. So free shipping tomorrow. So starting Wednesday, October 22nd to October 24th, which is Friday at midnight, you can get free shipping on an order of $100 or more. So what if you're in Edmonton and you don't have a minimum $100 order? Well, you can still take advantage of this deal. And I'm so excited to let you know that Stampin' Up! Has just launched group ordering in the website. So on tomorrow morning, if you're watching this in the future, I'm so sorry. You should reach out and I'll let you know the current promotions. But right now, we just need to focus on this free shipping for those of you who are watching live or on the replay right away here. So if you're watching live or on the replay, you can take advantage of this special, even if you have an order that's less than $100, by using the group order code that I will send in an email and post on my socials tomorrow morning. So Wednesday morning, I'm going to send out a code. What you can do is use that code when you're checking out online, and it will link me as a demonstrator, and it will link it to the group order, which will be shipped to my house. This order will automatically close Friday night at midnight. And so that entire order will ship together, and that will pool on the shipping, which will end up being free, because that combined order will be more than $100. Does that make sense? I think so. But I'm so excited about this because then your rewards get allocated instantly. You can pay however you want on your credit card, get the points, and it just goes into basically like a hold until then the order closes, and then it will all ship together. So really, really great news, and I'm so excited for this. So like I said, it's only valid for 3 days when I do these ordering codes, the group order codes. So I won't have one running all the time. So moving forward, if you got your order ready to go, then just send it to me and I can set up a group code and do a call out for everyone to submit their orders. And then I'll also do that periodically throughout the month. So we just need to get over the $100 threshold for even regular orders. And then that will get that group shipping rate to be a little bit more maximized at 11% instead of the $10.95 minimum. Even if you were to buy one thing, then it would be $10.95 shipping. But if you go in and pool together, then it works a lot better. So $100 though is kind of a sweet spot with Stampin' Up! And with me. So I have an October special right now where you will get this Glimmer Ombre pack. And I love this paper so much. I always kind of coordinate my free gifts along with the projects that we make for our monthly online card club. This one is going to be used on our first official card that we're making, not the bonus card that goes out to people who pick up their orders or pay for their postage. Normally the postage is free, but if you want the bonus card, you just got to pay a little bit extra for that. So if you are loving on this paper, just make sure that your order before shipping and handling and tax or GST with the free shipping promotion. Just make sure that that's over $100 in merchandise amount, okay? All right. Another thing that ties in to this amazing free shipping promotion is another way to maximize my donations for the 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙥𝙀 Children's Hospital. So that's a hospital here in Edmonton where kids go for all kinds of treatments. They can go there for stitches, and then they can also go there for ongoing cancer treatments or procedures that last years. So they can sometimes be in the 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙦 for days, weeks at a time. And it's really tricky for the patients and really hard on the families as well. So what I am doing right now is taking your donation dollars and maximizing them. So for the month of October, if you send me an email transfer, it could be whatever amount that you want, $5, $100, whatever you want to do. It will all go towards donations for card kits for kids who are at the 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙦 Hospital undergoing treatment. So one of those kits is called the Pop-Up Pals kit. And so just so I can show you immediately, what these kids will be creating. What is happening here? Oh, that's interesting. My everything has changed from yesterday. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm working on stuff behind the scenes here. I haven't even shown you yet. There we go. So there's this kit called Pop-Up Pals. This is a really great kit for kids, and I love that this is an all-inclusive kit for these kids who have not maybe crafted or stamped in this way before with Stampin' Up! Kits. This one makes it really easy. There's no actual stamping in this kit. It just includes 4 projects that you create that make pop-up cards here. So again, the name is Pop-Up Pals. With your donations, this kit ends up being about $10 per kit with the free shipping promotion. So if you are hoping to support this initiative and give a little crafting escape for some kids, then $10 right now will buy a kit for a kid to make in their bedside. And they can do it right there on their little table in their bed. And most kids who are kind of a little bit older will be able to make these kits on their own. But I think it's a really fun activity for a family to do together. So these ones, you guys saw that little unicorn, have a magical birthday, you're my best friend, and it has these little pop-ups that come in there. Aren't they cute? Oh my goodness, I just love these. They come together so easy too. If you want to see how they're actually made, you can take a look at my Instagram or my Facebook, because I do a little express video. It's sped up 3 times, but 3 times speed, and it's really easy to make these. I love this little triceratops. I just think it's the cutest. And then, of course, it's your birthday, go bananas! Woohoo! So this is a really fun little crafting escape. They normally take, about half an hour. Sometimes they might take a little bit longer, but I also love that there's different languages included. So we can cover even more people with this one kit. They can put on whatever language they are speaking. Again, just a wonderful escape. It includes full color instructions. It comes in a cute little box that looks just like this, so that it feels like they're getting a gift. And I'm actually also making a hand stamp card to go along with it. So if you would like to donate, just send me an amount of your choice and I will put it towards the kits. How I'm maximizing your daughters, not daughters, dollars, is to invest all of my commissions that I would be earning on the sales of these kits, as well as the Stampin' rewards that I would normally earn placing orders. And if you send me a donation in the next few days here, then we will also get free shipping, so we won't have to pay the shipping on that. So it ends up being a lot more bang for your buck, and I'm so excited to brighten some kids' days who I think are really strong, really brave, and probably need some stamping therapy more than any of us. So if you need some stamping therapy for yourself and a wonderful community to craft with, this is the time to join as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can do what I do, or you can not. It's okay. This can be completely whatever you want it to be. Being a demonstrator doesn't mean you have to hold classes at all, but it means that you get an ongoing discount and access to an exclusive community of demonstrators, as well as demonstrator events, extra tips and insider information, and pre-orders. Woohoo! So Stampin' Up! Is having their biggest, best offer that they've ever had. I've been a demonstrator for coming up on 19 years here, and I have never seen a promotion like this. It's just incredible. They're giving you the option of 2 different starter kits at 2 different price points. The first one here is the regular amount of Stampin' Up! Product, $165, but instead of paying $135 for the starter kit, you're only paying $48. What? Right? It's crazy. And you think like, is there a loophole? No, there's no catches. This isn't a loophole. This isn't sneaky. This isn't anything like that. It's just an amazing deal. So when you are signing up with this $48 special, it's $48. There's no shipping and there's no GST. And then you'll also get some business supplies in there too. So you can have some catalogs to hand out to friends. And it also comes with, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. It comes with a paper pumpkin kit as well. So like, no brainer in my mind. This is a fabulous deal. So you can choose anywhere up to a combined amount of $165. That includes anything from the current catalogs, from the online exclusives, and there's even pre-order items that are available right now for demonstrators only or new demonstrators. So if you want to take a look at that, just go onto the link. I'm going to post it in the comments here after we're done. But you can go to stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net, and under the Join Now tab is where you will see all the different options, and you can go in and build your own kit. So $165 of product isn't going to cost you $135 anymore. It's like $48, you guys. That's such a good deal. It's crazy. I mean, I would sign up, but I'm already signed up. The other promotion is kind of a flip on it. So it'd be paying the normal $135 that it would cost for the starter kit, but instead of the $165 of product, this kit gives you $252 of product. So you're going to do the math on that. That's like 50% off everything that you're selecting as a part of this starter kit. Plus you're getting that paper pumpkin, plus you're getting the bonus business supplies. You're getting everything, and you're not paying shipping or GST. So this is a fabulous deal, like crazy good deal, you guys. Seriously. So if you are wondering, what it involves to be a demonstrator, demonstrators get an ongoing discount for any purchases they make for themselves, and then they also earn an instant income for any orders that they collect as well. So if you're looking at supplementing your crafting habit with a little bit of income, or maybe writing off everything that you buy as a part of your business, and being your own best customer, this is a fabulous way of doing it. So when you sign up to be a demonstrator, you get the first 3 months as a freebie. So until December, you will be a demonstrator. Then after that, the next 3 months, every quarter, you need to spend about $400 or collect $400 of sales, or a combination of the two. I'm my own best customer, and I do a pretty good job of meeting all my minimums and exceeding all my minimums just with my own orders. And of course, like for my business, right? Right. So with this, if you want to continue being a demonstrator, then you will need to submit at least $400 of sales by the end of March. Now, this is, a little bit of an insider information, but they also give you a pending month. So even if you never place an order, if you sign up right now, you will still be a demonstrator until April, the end of April. So you will get insider information, access to extra events, Stampin' Up! Corporate events, events that I'm holding as well, like our demonstrator gathering in November here, which I'd be happy to share more information with you if you're interested. But it is such an amazing community. I'm one of the top demonstrators in Canada, as well as my upline is one of the top demonstrators in Canada. And so between the two of us, you've got a vast network and training resource community with extra events and online content, a whole bunch of fun people and ideas to get involved with. So reach out to me. I hope I've kind of explained it to you a little bit, because honestly, like I said, being a demonstrator has been a part of my life for the past almost 19 years, longer than I've been a wife, longer than I've been a mom, and I just can't imagine my life without it. But that being said, your demonstratorship can be whatever you want it to be. So I know all the joy that I've received in my life as being a part of this amazing community. And I hope that for everybody. But if it doesn't work out, you just revert back to being a customer, and that's pretty great too. So again, there's no downside, really. Think about it, okay? Cozy Christmas is our paper pumpkin for this month, and it just arrived yesterday. Did you guys get yours? This is our monthly subscription service. It's called Paper Pumpkin, and I'm just getting my kit here so I can show you. So we're full into Christmas now, guys. I just got my nails done. That's why I'm a little bit late getting on here too. I got home at like 6:50 and then scarfed down some dinner and then got on live here. So Cozy Christmas is a really awesome, vibrant, really graphic kit. And in this kit, you will make 3 cards of each of 3 designs. So you've got the Joy to the World, Merry Christmas, and Deck the Halls. And let me show you all the bits and pieces that come in this kit. So Paper Pumpkin is a surprise every month. We don't know what's coming. They give you a little sneak peek, but we've got some card bases here and printed envelopes. But when you get it, then you have all the full color instructions in this little instruction pamphlet here. And you even get a stamp set and an ink spot. So this color here that you get in this one is Pecan Pie, which is the brown that you're seeing. And I'm just digging down here. I could have cleaned this up a little bit for myself, but I didn't do that yesterday. Here we go. So the stamp set that you get is a photopolymer, and these are the images that are in the stamp set. The Pecan Pie ink will work on all kinds of projects afterwards. So Paper Pumpkin is a great way to expand your ink selection. And I think that these things are just so versatile. I love them. I love, love, love them. And if you're like me, and if you see like a little dot at the end of things, you think like, I could put a rhinestone there. That'd be really cute, wouldn't it? So all of them have these little extended curly cues where it would be a perfect spot to put a little embellishment. So I actually use my Paper Pumpkin stamp sets for all kinds of crafting afterwards. I keep them in a little binder, which I flip through, and it's like my go-to whenever I'm stamping on the go. These pieces are pre-printed, and my camera doesn't really like showing something that's subtle like that. It's kind of got like a linen look. And these are little outline pieces for the Merry Christmas to be stamped on there. You can see that. That would just fit right on there. And some more of those. This kit, though, the real fun part is this gorgeous flocking that's on here. So when you take a look at this, there's actually fuzzy patterns on top of the cardstock paper, which I just love. Anything textile, I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight, sorry. There's also got the Joy that you can put on there. This is the little hanger for these little bauble ornaments. Again, they've got the flocking on there too. It's so fuzzy and cute. And then this is a little Christmas tree that's all done with flocking as well. So it's so fuzzy. And now we get to the really awesome part, which is the adhesives that are included. So you've got some tear and tape, you've got some dimensionals, mini glue dots, and then of course these gorgeous red sequins. So all this is included in your kit, but to get this kit you do have to order it direct from Stampin' Up. And now that they've shipped, this kit isn't available from Stampin' Up anymore. It might be available as a refill in a little bit here, but we don't quite know yet until they have finished sending this to all of the subscribers of Paper Pumpkin. But guess what, guys? I order extra kits every month. So if you're interested in this kit, just reach out to me. I can sell this to you. There's going to be full kits for about, I think they're $36 now. And refill kits for around $20, maybe $19 or something like that. I have to double check the pricing. So that's our Paper Pumpkin kit for the month. So we also have a sneak peek of the upcoming Paper Pumpkin. So Stampin' Up! Every year, October will be Christmas cards. And then in November, it's Christmas packaging. So that's what we can expect with the Wrapped and Cheer, which is the kit that you would receive if you subscribed right now. So if you subscribe October 11th to November 10th, you will get a kit which includes these cute little boxes. They're about this big. They're big enough to hold a gift card, but not too much bigger than that. So they say perfect for gift cards or small treats. Just keep that in mind. It's not going to be big. It's going to be about the size of a gift card. So you get those, as well as a whole bunch of decorations to put on the outside. So this will be great if you're giving out neighbor gifts, little treats like that, or even just nice to have a little box to put a gift card in and make it look so pretty and special for the person who you're giving it to this holiday season. We have our last month's kit here as well. This is called Fall for Twall. And yes, that's, I think, how we say it. She says with not very much confidence. This kit is super cute, and I don't think it arrived in time last month for me to showcase it. So I'm going to take you through it right now. This one actually coordinates with a suite from the mini catalog that we used last month, and we're actually going to be using tonight as well. So Fall for Twall gives us, again, 3 designs with 3 of each of them in the box. And these are really, really beautiful. I love this stamp set. I'm actually kind of obsessed with this stamp set. This stamp set includes imagery that I love. Tiny little acorns, tiny pumpkins, leaves, which you can use as a background or as a focal point. And one of my favorites are birds flying. And I don't think I've ever seen geese flying in a V. So this is totally different and really fun. I use that a lot on any landscapes that I do. I like to stamp it in the sky. It also has really beautiful sayings. So thinking of you, wishing you the happiest of days, thankful and warm wishes. And in this one, you get a Cajun Craze Stampin' Spot. Let's take a look at some of the laser cut pieces. So these are all able to be popped out so nicely. They're all colored and ready to go. We've got the fox and the pumpkins, thankful. Look at these nice trees. They've got the gold embossing on the frame here, and I really love the texture that they've got on those leaves. They look really 3D. We've got some card bases there printed in like a linen pattern in a basic beige color. We've got, again, more of that metallic embossed look, nice and shiny. This is actually similar to a leaf that we're going to be using on the project that coordinates with this. Just while I'm doing it, I might pull it out here. So this is the die cut that I've prepared for you for one of our cards that we're going to make. And this is from the same suite in the catalog, but you can see with this one here, we've got an opening. Oh, sorry, I should bring this all up, then it'll focus. We've got an opening in the middle, whereas this has got a little bit of white in the middle. Otherwise, it is actually the same color, even though this is cut out of a piece of 12 by 12 foil that's kind of like a blank canvas. And this one in the kit is actually a version of that, but it's printed on there. But it's the same color of this beautiful earthen toned foil. This is the same as some of the designer series paper, but it's made in cardstock format. So it's thicker and more sturdy as a cardstock base. And you've got the adorable wheat there with the little fence. Oh no, that's corn. I said wheat yesterday, but that is totally corn, right? Yes. Based on the height of it, based on these little ears poking out there, that's totally corn. And then this is a pattern that's similar actually to the one that we're using on our other card, but it's just a little bit smaller, and it's tone on tone instead of vanilla with like a espresso. And same thing with these envelopes. So you can see here, this is just a version of that same print done in 3 different colors. Then we get to the exciting adhesives and some adorable ribbon there. Some looks like pecan pie grosgrain ribbon. So fun, so pretty. And I love these kits for a little crafting escape. Every time I go to hockey practice for my son, they're always like, oh, what are you making today, Kelly? And I'm like, oh, I'm making cards for the celery. I'm making this or that or the other thing, Christmas cards, treat bags for my daughter. But I love it, especially these paper pumpkins, because they're so portable. You can just toss them in your car. They're ready to go. You just need to have a bit of adhesive and a clear block. So I like to use a Stampin' Seal. You can use only the adhesives that come in the kit, but those glue dots are a little bit finicky. So I like to use my snail. What did I just say? What year is it? This is Stampin' Seal. Snail hasn't been available for about 5 years. But apparently it's a time warp tonight, and I'm totally out of it. All right, we've got one more thing to show you paper pumpkin wise. So when you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can actually get this bonus add-on. And this includes dies that coordinate with this quarter's Paper Pumpkin boxes. So think October, November, December, which is what we're working on right now. So you can see the Joy die cut there. That matches the October kit. And then I don't know which ones coordinate with the upcoming ones, but I just love these dies so much. And you've got that little tag as well, which I know will come in handy this time of year when we're making cute tags for presents and things like that. Okay, I've got a couple more things to show you in terms of kits. So let me show you some ideas. Some of these kits, oh, you know what? I was going to do this as a part of my next announcement here. There we go. All right, cafe crafting. Woohoo! We're back at the Brew and Bloom Southside location, and I'm so excited to be crafting with you. It's going to be this Sunday from 1 until 4 in the afternoon. Come earlier. You can have some lunch and some snacks. It might not take the full 3 hours for you to craft, or it might take longer than that. But regardless, you will have all of your supplies, just like I said, in a little box. So you can choose to work through them at your own pace. If you're visiting and you're sipping and munching, it might take you a little bit longer, but it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have probably over 30 different varieties of kit available for you to choose when you're at the event. Now, if you have your heart set on a specific kit, make sure to reach out to me in advance, and I'll be sure to put that in my stash because I've got a lot of kits to choose from. So I might not have grabbed that one or enough of that one for everyone there to make it. So just make sure you reach out in advance if you are interested in a kit. So cafe crafting is so much fun. Brew and Bloom, they accommodated us so nicely. They welcome us and they know what's up because actually the manager's mom is a crafter too. So every time manager comes over, oh, and what are we making today? So it's really fun. It's a wonderful atmosphere. It really feels like you're pampering yourself. It's such an amazing environment. They have it all set up and it's pretty fancy, but there's no ordering minimum for us to come and craft in their space. So what we do is we show up, and then if you want to order anything off the menu, it's totally up to you. You can order a Diet Coke or you can order a full meal, whatever you would like. And so we just have our little workstation set up and we craft our way through kits of your choice. So you can choose one kit or you can make multiples. You can take some to go. You can work on it a little bit there, but whatever you choose for the kits, they're all inclusive. So there's no pressure for you to finish it in a certain amount of time. If you want to poke away at it, visit and eat, then that's totally fine. You can, work away and then take whatever is remaining to go in the little craft box that it comes in. So it's a really low-key, fun outing, and it's fabulous to bring friends, bring your mom, bring your mother-in-law, whoever you want. I have even stamped there with my daughter. She was great. I would say for the typical kit, it would be ages 8 and above, and it would be one kit per person. So you would have to kind of help them, but also be working on your own projects a little bit. So ages 8 and up are welcome, but just let me know sooner than later, please, because obviously, this is a very popular restaurant in South Edmonton, so they need to know in advance if we need to be a larger party. So I have it booked for like a large party right now, but if we're like an extra large party, we just need to know that in advance. Okay, so let me know if you can make it. Again, Sunday, what's the date? Sunday, October 26th from 1 till 4 p.m. Some of the kits that I'm going to have there are kits actually that are sold out from Stampin' Up! Right now. So this kit here, the Nutcracker Tags kit, actually already sold out, and I don't even think it's going to be available again before Christmas, unfortunately. That's too bad. But this is an all-inclusive kit that has no stamping, so it doesn't have a stamp set, block, or anything included. So it's a little bit less expensive, and it ends up making 12 tags, 3 each of 4 different designs. And you can see from the size of the nutcrackers on the back, they end up being about 5 inches tall for these tags and have glimmer on them. They're so cute. So let me know if you want something like that. There's also another cute new kit. This one might be restocked before Christmas from Stampin' Up!, but I knew this was going to be a popular one at my kids classes, so I ordered a bunch of them. If you want this one, please let me know. It's called Calm and Bright, and my camera is going to wash this out, but let's see if it will show it a little bit. It's like really white on white, soft, subtle colors. 3 each of 3 designs is what this will make for you. So sending joy, I should say. And this is all is calm, all is bright, with a little deer and the trees on there. So this one is a stamping kit. So it does come with a stamp set, which has lots of great sayings on there, and then a little ink spot here, Lost Lagoon, so that you can create that one all together. It even comes with a block in there, so you have everything that you need. Ooh, I love these envelopes too. They are like a watercolor paper. They're textured. Another fun kit that Stampin' Up! Released is this one. It's called Remembering Christmas, and it's a little scrapbooking kit, almost like a smash book. Have you guys done that kind of scrapbooking before? This is a little folder, and it's actually not very little. It's the full size here. You can kind of see the spine there. It's an inch thick. And so inside this little folder, then you can put all these fun little scrapbooking pieces and add pictures as you go or after the holiday season. But my idea is, my kids are at a really fun age right now where they want to be involved in the memory keeping. So we did this for our last 2 trips and had them journal a little bit and include it in the scrapbook album. And so I'm really looking forward to having this ready to go for them so that they can write down their favorite memories, music, those little notes, maybe their Christmas wish list or something like that, and then put this all in this cute little album so that they can look at it in the future. They're 6 and 9 right now, so the magic is still really strong with them, and I'm so excited about capturing the memories for them. Now, if you want an amazing treat for yourself, this isn't necessarily great for the cafe crafting, but this is really good idea if you are thinking about getting that starter kit to get a discount on this. This is our 12 Days to Christmas Advent Countdown. And it has these little pockets which you open up, and inside all of them are exclusive items like embellishments, ribbons, accessories to put onto your projects. There are no projects included in this. This is like a supplementary package for maybe like a more experienced stamper. This is like a special treat for you, and you can use these different supplies on all of your different projects that you're making. Now, some people are opening this up, but I am showing incredible restraint for myself actually, and I'm saving this as a treat for after Christmas when things really truly do calm down for me, and I'm going to open every one of these pockets and spend some crafting therapy time on myself after, again, the chaos is all done. So I might open one a day. I might open two a day. Some people are just like ripping it open and getting into it, and good on them, because now they can, feel inspired and think about the projects that they want to make. But everyone can do this differently. So it's this cute little book for 2025 here. And again, these are products that are different than what's in the catalog and what's online. It might be that they are in different colors of a different, like a similar product, or some of these might be totally new. Again, I'm not necessarily your biggest help. I'm going to help to keep the magic alive for this because I'm not going to look myself. So I kind of am not really useful in telling you what's in there, but it's going to be a fun surprise. It also comes with a really great stamp set, and it looks kind of small on the front cover, but when you open it up, you can see actually how big it is. So this is, this entire kit is non-denominational. We are not thinking that the supplies inside are Christmas themed. These are products that are totally good for all different occasions, and same with this stamp set. So you've got miss you, healing hugs, thinking of you, proud of you, love you for someone extra special, big thanks, always in my heart, and of course birthday wishes. And then you got some flowers, butterflies, a little cupcake that you can put these together in different ways. So I'm really excited about this little treat that I got for myself. I think it's around $135, something like that. Again, check online. A great way to get this though would be as a part of that starter kit and get it at a discount, right? So smart. Yes. Okay, what else do I have to say? I don't think anything else actually, but I hope you guys will come to this cafe crafting. We're going to be there again for 3 hours. If you can't make it for the full 3 hours, it's still worthwhile to come. Just let me know if you're not going to be there for the full 3 hours, because that just helps me out with planning who's sitting where and spacing things out a little bit. So when you are the first project that we're going to make is a bonus project. This project is for people who have picked up their card supplies from my house, or who have paid for the postage. So postage anywhere in Canada is included in my card club. Again, the fee for card club is $20, or you can get it for free with a minimum $35 order. If you are not in Edmonton, can't pick up, and you want that bonus card, it's just, I think, an extra $3 or $4 to get that all sent out to you with the bonus card and everything. But my bonus cards, I like to feature kits, because kits are a wonderful way to supplement. We often think of kits as perfect for a beginner stamper, and that is very true, because they're all inclusive. They have everything in the box, and so you don't have to have a full craft room of supplies to draw from to be able to make the projects. Everything is included in this box. But kits are not exclusively for beginner stampers. Like I said, I'm a pretty experienced stamper. I've been doing this nearly half of my life, but I love kits because it's a stamping experience that allows me to create projects and use my creativity, but in an express format. So sometimes when you're working on a card, it's, isn't coming together. It can sometimes take hours of thinking of a card, and that's the joy of it too, right? But sometimes you want it fast. Sometimes you want it accessible so that you can do it on the go. And that's where these kits really, really come in handy. So this was from October of last year. It's called Nests of Christmas. And this kit has some really fun cards in it. So it comes with 5 each of 2 designs, and these are trifold cards that fold open. Again, I'm not going to focus too much on the kit because we're going to get stamping with the supplies that you have, which will look something like this. So grab out the package that looks either like this. You know what? I don't have the other one. The other one has like an arch, like a metallic foil arch on it. So just grab the one that looks like that. It should be on the top of your packet there. And then we're going to get started crafting these. So there's 2 different designs in this kit, and I'm going to show you each of them kind of slow-mo, but they have kind of the same elements in them. One of them is vertical like this, and then one of them is horizontal. So they each have a peekaboo window, which you need to pop out, and then they each have these little elements that you will adhere, being mindful that you need to put your adhesive where it will be hidden so it doesn't glue your trifold card shut. So this card will just keep opening and opening and opening. So I really like this design. I was also really inspired by my friend Sarah last night, who in our interactive crafting event, she was finding it tricky to adhere this onto the smaller frame, and she wanted more room to play and more of this gorgeous Coastal Cabana paper to show. So what she did is she actually trimmed off this front and made it into like a normal opening card. So imagine this piece is not here, just a normal opening card, and she put all these elements onto this base as well as the saying onto that base. So you can choose to do whatever you want. Now she has the option to use this arch on a different project and even make more out of this than even the kit was designed for. So when you're adhering this, there's a couple of things to keep in mind, and this is for both of the projects. You'll have a little piece of ribbon that's cut to the perfect length, and the ends are actually seared as well, so they won't fray, which is so nice too. But these little pieces only will hang over a little bit. If you want that to hang over even more, then you're just going to cut it in half and then attach them as 2 separate pieces with a little bit of a gap in the middle behind your tag. Always do your stamping first before you start adhering things. You can put any saying that you want on there. The ink that they used for the color is shaded spruce. So this is a great option if you wanted to go matchy-matchy, but for all of our kits, we have the Stampin' Up! Colors listed on the back of the instructions. So some of the coordinating colors are Basic Black, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pumpkin Pie, Real Red, and of course Shaded Spruce, which was the color of ink that was included in that kit. So that's the vertical card. The horizontal card has the same sort of tri-fold opening. So we've got a little frame on the front that opens up to this foil embossed with the saying. And then on the inside, you can write your big long message, or you can stamp a little message on the inside too. So both of those cards are really easy to put together. You just need to keep in mind where you're putting your adhesives. So don't be going crazy putting adhesives all on the back side in the center. It's only going to be just on the side here. Tear and tape works great. I actually used dimensionals. I love dimensionals. And then just put them along the edge. Another thing to keep in mind, and this one is actually a really good example because I went a little crazy, but you want to make sure that you're keeping all of your elements within the extents of the card base. The reason for that is because when you put them in their envelopes, it starts getting a little tight and it won't go in there because this is overhanging. So I have a choice now. I mean, this has been adhered for quite a while. I like to use this as an example because this is one that I put together last year. But I have a choice now. When I send out this card, I can flip it over and trim all of these excess pieces so that it fits within the card. Or when you're putting it together, it's just kind of easier to maybe make sure that all of your pieces are within the edges of the card front. I hope that gives you some good help. And I'm going to actually move along to the next card because the stamping in this is quite simple, and if you are making this for the first time, you'll be able to figure it out just how I'm doing it on the next card. And of course, this is available forever as a replay, so if you have any questions, you can always come back to this video and revisit it again in the future. This next project will look something like this. You might have a green base that looks like this, or you might have this basic beige base. But this is a really fun section of our catalog. It's again typically geared toward like a newer stamper, but in our mini catalog on page 15, this is our mix and match. But again, let's not think about this as a beginner. Let's think about this as strategic convenience, because what this page includes are projects that are going to come together faster than any other projects that are featured in the rest of this catalog. So my must-have for anyone who is crafting this holiday season is this Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. These are sheets of paper. You get 2 of each of them, and there's 3 different designs. They come with this embossing and the gold color already on there, and it's just perfect for all of these sayings. I also like that the sayings are made in multiple formats. So you get your joy that's big and cursive, and then you also get your joy that's in just a little circle there. It's a little bit smaller. We've got 'Tis the Season, which is curvy and bold and stacked, so you can fit it in a narrower tag. Or we've got this 'Tis the Season, which is long. Same thing with Happy Christmas. We've got it cursive and cut around. And then you've also got Happy Christmas on a tag. Same thing with all of these sheets. So Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, everything that you need. Season's greetings, merry and bright, from our house to yours. So many different options. But the real game changer is on the back. Let's see if my camera will pick up on that. You can see this one a little bit. There are score marks, and you'll feel it on the paper. It's actually a really thick cardstock paper. And then on the back side here, you can actually see that there's score marks, and that's because these are stickers. So you can just peel off the sticker backing and pop these right onto your projects. Tags, scrapbook pages, and of course cards. These are just going to be the handiest thing. So I hope you guys all order one of those for the free shipping, because that's just such a great deal. There's also these Christmas greetings, mix and match, specialty cards and envelopes. These are the ones that we're using as our cardstock base, and also I've included the envelope for you there as well. So let me show you the card that I've created using these 2 basic supplies, as well as some other more advanced supplies that are featured elsewhere in the catalog. This is our cutie little gingerbread man. So we've got, oops, there we go, from our house to yours on the top. And this is that beautiful glimmer paper, the ombre glimmer, which I'm giving out for free with a minimum $100 order. You've got these cute little, they almost look like little gumdrops themselves. And the toque and the scarf are actually flocked. This is cut out of 12 by 12 flocked paper, which comes in white, red, and green. And then this little cutie opens up on the front there. I've got a little saying stamped on the inside there. And then you can write your big long message on the inside of this card. So it's kind of like a double opening card. This is stamped in the coordinating color of ink, which is pecan pie. So you definitely can do that as an option if you have the stamp set. Now, I know many of you won't have the stamp set, but I'm pretty confident that you can put on a little smiley face. You can use that markers or anything like that. So the Stampin' Blends would be great because they come in the pecan pie color as well. That would be the matchy look. You don't have to do this whole outline and all these squiggles unless you want to, of course, feeling confident. But I think just a little happy face is really cute. But something that you can do with the stamp set, if you do have it, is to actually do some white embossing. So this is such a fun technique. It's my favorite technique, actually. This is like a shiny white embossed on there. And how we do that is stamping with clear Versamark ink. And I'll show you how to do this here in a second. Clear Versamark ink, and then using embossing powder in whatever color that you choose, but I used white for this one, and then using your heat tool to set that as well. If you are looking for getting yourself set up, again, free shipping is such a great time, or the starter kit promotion too is a great way to get yourself started with some of these fun different techniques. So I'm just going to put this to the side, and I'm going to show you how to make this card. So get all of your little bits and pieces. I love this silicone mat that's a part of this glass mat studio. Again, another item that's really awesome to add to free shipping days or starter kit promotions. Just make sure you get all the little bits and pieces because there's a lot in there, okay? We're going to start with the gingerbread man. So he's got a little crease in his left hand, and that allows the fold to work properly here. But it might mean that your stamp, if you're stamping, will be right next to the edge. So I'm actually just going to leave that open because I don't want that fold to give extra pressure or anything like that. That would make it wonky in the stamping. When we take a look at our gingerbread man stamp set, it has everything that you need in the stamp set, plus you can customize it. So when we take a look at this outline, it's a little bit misleading because that's actually not one stamp. This is actually 3 different stamps. One of them is the outline, and then one of them is this little face, which you can choose to put these little cutesy eyes, little happy face, surprised face. Maybe you're taking a bite out of his leg or something like that. You've got just 2 eyes if you want, or maybe those are buttons. I don't know. I think they look like eyes. And then this little winky one too, which is really cute. Should we do the winky one? I think so. I've already done this cutesy one and the happy one. Let's do the winky one. So when I was putting this together, I always overthink things. So I'm thinking, okay, my sister who's in fine art, she's a professional artist, and she would say that the eyes and the ears are in line, and those are made in the middle of the face, like, from top to bottom. This one here you can see is kind of squinched up a little bit more, so I've put mine a little bit higher than I normally would have inclined, but I'm following Stampin' Up's lead on this. I can think for myself, but I don't like to. I like to follow whatever Stampin' Up's got going on. And so good to see you, Priscilla. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to have you here. I know there are many other of you who are watching. I'd love to have you comment along. It's so fun to share this together. I'm on the screen now where I can see you. I'm not flipping between all those different slides. So, I was showing you all the different stamps. The buttons are also their own stamps. So this component here with these little squiggles is one, then the faces are another, and the buttons are another. So you can totally customize this however you want. I'm going to keep it kind of simple, and I'm going to use my Versamark to ink this up. Again, this is a super sticky clear ink, and it's so easy to work with. If you were to stamp it onto just the paper like this, it would actually end up looking really similar to using this pecan pie ink, stamping on pecan pie paper. It does a watermark impression. But I'm going to use this Versamark for a different advantage, which is the fact that it's super sticky and it will hold on my embossing powder, which I'll show you in just a second here. This is part that's a little bit scary. As you, when I have all my camera and everything in the way, it's hard to see if I'm actually aligning it properly. I might have it a little bit low for my liking, but oh well. It's a hand stamped card, right? It can't be perfect. So there you can see it's similar in its intensity as using a pecan pie. So both of those things can be used interchangeably. Versamark is the most versatile ink because it will make it look like you've stamped any color onto its coordinating cardstock color. So even non-Stampin' Up! Colors will work. This is kind of a ridiculous way of putting embossing powder on, but I don't have enough hands. There we go. I think that's good. So now that embossing powder is on there, we need one final step to set it into the paper. And that is to use the heat tool. This is a very, very different tool than a hairdryer. It might look similar to a hairdryer, but it's very different. And it heats up to like 250, 300 degrees at the tip, which is way hotter than you'd ever want a hairdryer to go to. But it's melting this powder into the paper, and it gives this awesome, glistening, almost wet look. And it's a great technique with white onto a darker paper color. But we also have a whole bunch of metallic embossing powders, which are amazing wow factor on any project. This is, I think, maybe the one technique that really put me over the edge for when I was first starting crafting. As soon as I saw heat embossing, I was hooked. Completely and utterly hooked. This is taking a little bit just because there's so much of it in a line, and it takes a little bit for the embossing gun to heat up. I'm almost done here. There we go. You know it's done when it doesn't look grainy anymore. It looks shiny and smooth. So now I've got that cute, oops, it's still wet, Kelly, and still hot. Don't touch it. I'm going to stamp the inside. So I did this sugar and spice and everything nice just from this gingerbread man stamp set. And I'm going to do that just in the pecan pie, because that's what I did yesterday, and it means I don't have to clean my stamps, right? Oh, look at that. I had a little bit of embossing powder on the inside, which got heat set. It looks like I had an icing accident. That's cute, actually. Because you know that's how it is when when you're making gingerbread men. Especially if you're making it with kids. Like, oh my gosh, my kids, like, if you turn around for a second, they're squirting the piping bag right in their mouth. Like little animals, right? It's so funny. Oh, kids. Okay, let's go to our cardstock base. So one of the reasons why I wanted to use these pre-made cardstock bases is that it comes with this pattern already on it. It's got the gold on there, so it's already really fancy, but it's also a little bit bigger than our standard size card. So if we take a look at the standard size card, the one that we just made there, you can see it's a little bit longer by about 3/4 of an inch. So if we were to put this cute gingerbread onto a card base that was a standard size, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, he would take up a lot of the front. I wanted to add so many more embellishments, so I was really excited to have this larger size card. And we are going to just glue him on there. I'm going to use some tear and tape because that's great for when you are gluing on an interactive element. So I'm going to make sure to focus on all of his extremities, especially right where that fold is. That's really going to help us. Okay, then take your pick tool is one of my favorites for separating adhesives, peeling off backings, placing finicky little embellishments, especially anything like a sequin. So even if you're starting out or just getting some kits from our kits collection or subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, I still suggest having a few core products that are really going to help make your life a lot easier. So one of them is a bone folder. You can see this one's kind of been through the ringer. That's probably around 18 years old right there. It lasts really well though. This one is a take your pick, which has different tips on there. It also has a little putty tip so you can grab difficult things and place them nicely. It has refills, has a whole bunch of different attachments that you can put onto it. There's even like a scalpel attachment if you like doing fussy cutting like that, or super long pokey, or even like a dentist hook pokey. So stuff like that is really handy to have. And then of course our Stamp and Seal, which is my favorite adhesive of choice. It's an inline adhesive that's refillable, so you just get new cases to put into this outer holder, and you can keep crafting with that for a long time. So no matter where you're at with your stamping, I really like having tools that make my life so much easier. This is flocked on one side and like a smooth cardstock on the other, so we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on these and we can place them onto our gingerbread man. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. It's going to surprise us. Ooh, excuse me. I hope that the microphone softened that, because I have a deafening sneeze. There we go. I've got our little cute little hat on there and the little scarf, and they're so fuzzy and adorable. I just had to keep going with this tactile theme. So we have this new fuzzy trim, and you'll laugh because it just curls right up. It started off as straight like this when I was trimming it off of the spool, and you can see like it is totally reasonable there. But I'm sure when you got it out of your card, it was curled up like a little tiny pig's tail, just like in a little ball. So this is a really fun new ribbon. It doesn't have stretch to it, but it must have some sort of like tightening ability. But I'm going to make this into a little bit of a shorter tag, and I'm going to put it underneath my sentiment here. So you can see the sentiment is of course got that sticky backing on it, and then I just adhered that directly onto the ribbon. Or if you've got a smaller saying, then I just did it kind of half overlapping so that you still get that touchy-feely kind of experience. So I've given you more than you need. Trim it down to whatever you like. What saying do I have in this one? Oh, I don't have a saying in this one. That is curious to me, and I sure hope that you guys all have sayings in there. If not, I'll have to give you a second one. Just send me a private message if you need one of these sayings, because I might not have included them on everyone's. I'm sorry about that if that's the case. I'm going to choose joy here. So I got my joy. That's a little bit of a shorter one. So that's adorable. And I want my angles to match the joy. So I'm going to switch my angles here, my little cut angle. There we go. And there. Oh, now I'm like second guessing myself. I'm sorry if I didn't include that in yours. That's too bad. Good thing that most of you are signed up for the club that runs for the 6 months. So you guys will be for sure getting some more crafting supplies from me right away here in November. So I just put that on with Stamp and Seal. I put it right onto the back side, and then now I can glue that right onto the card front there. And now I've lost, oh, my joy. I've lost my joy. With this adhesive backing and this thick card stock, it's really, really important to use take your pick tool or even scissors if you don't have take your pick tool to lift up this backing so that you're not warping that beautiful thick cardstock and making it all bent out of shape. There you go. You got your little joy on there. Love having that as an adhesive. It's ready to go. And now we can start putting together our cute little bonbons. This is actually cut out of the exact same sheet of the ombre glimmer paper, but you can see the ombre glimmer paper gives you a huge variance in colors. So you can see that this was cut out of, one extreme, and then this was cut out of the other extreme of the paper. And this is the glimmer paper that's available for free with a minimum $100 order this month. So it comes with the 4 different colors. This is 3 of them. Oh, I should show it like this actually. This is 3 of them, and then there's also like a dark navy blue that I clearly used before and don't have that sheet anymore to show you, but it's in the packs that I'm gifting away this month. This little top bonbon spiral goes on really well with like a fine tip adhesive. So I'm going to use my Tombow multi-adhesive, which was giving me grief yesterday. I think it's because my basement was cool and then I have since warmed it up. So it's like that bottle of ketchup. It just explodes everywhere once you bring it up to room temperature. So 4 little dots on there. You could use glue dots if you wanted to. That ended up being a lot of glue dots for my liking. Oh my goodness, Kelly, don't make a mess. There we go. So you want to take off any of the excess. Like I just kind of made a little bit of a mess with this one, placing it onto the glimmer paper where I didn't want it to be. So I'm just going to wipe that off before it dries and becomes tacky on there. Tacky in texture, not tacky in style. I've got my little gumdrops here too, and I'm just going to flip all those over and put on some mini dimensionals. There we go. So I've got those ready to roll. Take your pick tool is so handy for these kind of smaller pieces. It just works like an extra finger, but it's just so dainty and easy to use. Then I'll put this here. I'll put my little gumdrops up at the top. And then we have a decision to make. We need to figure out what color we want the little gumdrop buttons to be. So you can choose to alternate them, whatever you want to do. I'm a person that likes, you know me. I'm going to go with green. I'm in need of my own Stampin' therapy, right? Sometimes we get caught up in like the way things should be. And I definitely do that as well. But how come this is so far down? It looks borderline inappropriate. Okay, I'm going to move it up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Then the other 3, whichever colors that you want, will just get spread around here. Just looking like gumdrops in the distance. I love the way that that glimmer looks though on these little candy cutouts, because it just makes it look like it's sugar dusted. I can almost taste like how sour these little gumdrops would be. So there you have it, our finished card, which includes like a card within a card, right? I think that's kind of fun. I just really like this cute little gingerbread, and he's a fun size too. So when you get this die pack, it's actually quite large. I'll show you how big it is. It's this big, which seems crazy, but it's because I have half of the items pulled out to the side here. So that one's I think the only one that's not included in this pack. So all of these other ones, including that nice big fold, is all included in this pack. So you've also got candy canes and a little cup of hot cocoa. You can do this little wavy or this jagged thing and cut off a leg like he's been eaten. I like that idea too. That's really fun. Okay, let me show you where these products come from so you can find them on your own. mini catalog has a whole bunch of these products in it. So we started on page 15. I started by showing you the Greetings for You mix and match ephemera, and then also the specialty cards and envelopes, all a part of that mix and match. So make sure you also take a look on page 14, because there's so many ideas on card layouts or tag layouts, even scrapbook layouts, that you can use all these elements together in really fun and different ways. And it doesn't have to be just these elements. It can be anything in this catalog or anything in your collection that you can put together in these layouts and you know, make something new and different with the inspiration of a card layout. Okay, page 29 is where this fluffy trim comes from. It's a white fluffy trim, and it comes with 10 yards of it. It's so great for tying in a bow, tying onto gifts, or wrapping as trim onto your projects. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with that one. And like we've learned, it also makes a cute little piggy's tail too. White is always the best color for ribbons or anything like that, because you can use your markers and color it and make it whatever you want. So if you're leery about using markers and maybe getting some of the fluff onto the markers, keep in mind you can also use your reinkers to dye anything. You just put some reinkers into water in a solution that you, whatever concentration you want, so you can make it as bright or as subtle as you want, and then just dip the ribbon in it, leave it to dry, probably overnight would be best, and then you can come back to that and you can transform that ribbon into whatever color that you want. Love it. On page 54, that's where you'll find the gingerbread, oh man, why am I having trouble with talking right now? Gingerbread Man bundle. This is the one that comes with the stamp set, which you can buy these separately, of course, but bundle and save 10% is always a really good deal. And then you can see the dies come with all of these different bits and pieces. So the little gumdrops that I cut out for you, the hat and the scarf, including those little relief elements, they really show up nicely, I think, when you feel it. And all the different faces too, so you can cut them out that way. Ribbons and bows and all these different candies, and then also to make your little gingerbread man have a cut off leg if you want to go that route. It's so cute. I like the size of it, and I like that we can make this as a card in itself. So take a look at the samples in the catalogs, because they'll always show you a card that's made just with stamping, a card that's made with stamping and with the die cutting, and then sometimes even they'll show you just a die cutting card as well. So there's a lot of inspiration to be found in this catalog. The delightful decorative dots are the ones that we used as the extra embellishments and the little buttons there. And then there's, of course, from our annual catalog, the Big Mama catalog, we have the embossing tools, so the Versamark and the embossing powders and things like that. But there's also a couple of online exclusives. So the flocked paper is an online exclusive. So you won't find that in the catalog, but it's available to anyone who looks on the website. This can be for demonstrators or for customers. And it comes in 3 colors. My camera is not going to do this justice, I don't think. The colors are, these are Stampin' Up's words, red, green, and white. I would equate them to a shaded spruce. This would be cherry cobbler, and then just like our basic white. And you get 2 sheets of each of those 3 colors in a pack. Lots of fun crafting to be had for that. And then the other item that is not in the catalog, of course, are the retired Glimmer ombre paper, which I'm featuring as my gift this month with a minimum $100 order. And I think that's everything. Yes. All right, let's get on to our next card here. Okay, now it's like, how do I get everything back in the drawer where it came from? That's a hard proposal. Okay, the next card that we've got, we're going back in time from Christmas, and we're going into spring or fall. The card looks like this when you bring it out, and when you see something like this that has all these little scores and this extra little piece, what are you guys all saying in your head? Fun fold! Woohoo! This is one of my favorite fun folds, and I should have looked up the actual official name. I feel like it's a mountain fold, or it might be like an easel fold, but let me show you what it looks like. You can choose to do it in fall colors or in beautiful spring or summer green colors. And when this card opens up, I'll show you from the side what it looks like. Oh dear, did I glue this one shut? I have one adhesive that's a little bit too far over. That's a good thing to know about. There we go. So when it opens up, it's got this little easel in the front, and then you're writing on the inside. So you can write on the inside, and then when they display it, it just stands so nicely like this. And what it ends up looking is just like that from the side. So you've got this tree that's popped up, and it's on vellum. Yes, you heard that right. Vellum is back, baby, and I couldn't be happier. Vellum to me is like just the perfect addition onto every card because it doesn't add more color. It subdues any color and it matches any color that's there. You can see that it's actually quite see-through here. Is my camera going to show that? You see my fingernail through there, right? And it just kind of softens everything. Also, I come from an architectural background, and vellum to me is like a throwback because that's what we used to do all of our blueprinting on. And yes, I'm that old that we used to blueprint. I used to run copies through on the blueprinting machine and get high and off the ammonia in the back room there. It wasn't as fun as you'd think it might be. It's not a good high. That's just a headache. Make sure you save your envelopes here. Those are clear envelopes which can be mailed in standard Canada Post, and they protect your cards as well when you store them and in the post. So that's always fun. I'm going to work right now on just folding all the different bits and pieces so that you know how this card comes together. So this vellum gets folded in half along a score line that's already there. So you'll just burnish that. And then this piece here has 1, 2, 3 scores on it. It's at 4 1/4, 8 1/2, 9 3/4. And this is a regular 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of paper. So I'm going to fold this in half here, and then folding this just back and forth, kind of like an accordion. And I'm going to just fold it like this, or burnish it like this, so that I don't rub against the rest of the paper. Sometimes that can get you into having it look a little bit different, like a little bit shiny. So now we've got this fold that has like a small mountain in the front and then a larger mountain in the back. What do you think? Is it a mountain fold? I don't know. So now that I've got these little bits and pieces, we're going to put this to the side and we're going to start our stamping, okay? And our ink application, I should say. Maybe we'll start with the tree. This tree is a gorgeous die cut. Thank you, Kathy, for helping us out with that. And Kathy's my assistant extraordinaire. And she's die cut this, but there might be some little pieces that need to be popped out. So you can use whatever you like. Sometimes, you know, the die brush works really well. Sometimes, like right now, of course, it's not because I'm on video and that's how life works sometimes. But sometimes it even works well to just bend the paper and kind of flick your nail against it, and that will pop all the pieces out. So I think I'm happy with that. There's one more there that's being a little stubborn. There we go. Everything else looks good. I could put those to the side. And I'm going to ink this up. So you have a decision of what kind of tree season you want to go into. The colors that I used were the same for the trunk, which was crumb cake. So crumb cake is a great color that's nice and forgiving and light for the tree. If you were to go to early espresso, I think that might be a little bit tricky for you to apply in a way that you would be happy with. For the tree, for the fall version, I used the Cajun Craze. And for the tree, for the summer or spring version, I used Old Olive. So it depends on what color you want to go with. But again, we're just using this beautiful Misty Moonlight base. And then the rest of your color scheme is very neutral. So you can go with whatever you want. You could even just decide to mimic the paper itself that we're using as inspiration and just do like an early espresso and crumb cake all over and make it a little bit more monochromatic. So if you are wanting to take your card to the next level, you can even apply a little bit of ink onto this back designer series paper. So before you glue that down, you might want to come in and do a little bit of ink application. I really loved putting on the green yesterday. That seemed to work so nicely, especially on camera. And so I'm going to do the green today, and I'm going to use two different tools. For this tree, I'm going to use the blending brush, which comes in two different sizes. If I had a green one in the smaller size, that probably would have been nice. But since I don't, I already have one that's inked up with the larger size. I'm making it work. That's totally fine, but you can see that the smaller size would be a little bit easier to get into maybe some of the details, but I'll show you how I work around that. And then I'm also using crumb cake with a blending brush. For this designer series paper here, I'm actually just going to use a sponge dauber. So the sponge daubers can fit right onto your finger, or you can hold them, and you can just pounce that into your ink pad and kind of put it up and down and apply color to your adorable detailed tree. Trees. So you don't want to wipe it back and forth very much because that's going to really make it streaky. But I'm just going to kind of pounce it back and forth, applying color over top of the crumb cake color that's already there. And since I'm working on a glass mat here, just to keep my life easy, I'm just going to use a scrap piece of paper, or in this case, a paper towel, just because that's what I've got handy. And I'm going to ink up even off the paper a little bit. You can make this as heavy-handed as you want. You could even leave it as it is, so you do you. I really like adding that extra bit of green in there though to like really pop things out. Lots of trees on this little square here. More trees than I think on the other one. My family was watching the baseball game last night. Were you guys watching the Blue Jays game? Periodically throughout the night there'd just be like screams and woos. Now they're watching the hockey game tonight, but it's been pretty quiet, so I don't know. I hope the Oilers are doing all right. All right, for this tree, you could definitely continue on with the sponge dauber. I'm going to do a little bit more of an express version, and I'm going to start with the crumb cake first to apply this onto the trunk of my tree. So for this application, sometimes you really want to make sure that it's like smooth and even, but this is a tree, right? And trees, we know, have all different textures and colors on the bark. So I'm going to just draw this up a little bit and going out into the branches a little bit. I'm using just the tip of this blending brush and kind of like pouncing and dabbing the color on here. I'm not rubbing too much because it will darken the area around there, and I don't want to muddy the color of the leaves too much. I just want the branches that are showing through to have a little bit of color on them. And even if they have green or the orangey red color on them, I think that's totally fine too, but just to have it look a little bit different than the rest of the tree. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to close up that ink pad so that I can save myself from getting inky fingers. And now I'm going to go back to my blending brush here in a different color. And I'm doing a swooping kind of circling motion coming in from the sides. That gives a really fun kind of outlined look. And then I can go over top of it and actually put some texture on by using the bristles, kind of like pouncing them. And let me show you the difference between the two of those things. Maybe the camera will show it. I don't know if it will. So I'm laying down the color with like a swirling motion. If you were using these sponge daubers, you'd have to go very, very light with this motion, like light pressure, so that you don't have streaks. Sometimes the blending, well, always the blending brush will be a little bit more soft than the sponge daubers. Let's see if this will show it. Okay, so there, I just did the swirling motion up here at the top. Can you see that little extra that it gives? Just that extra little texture and dimension. I'm going to keep going swirling everywhere, and then I'll come back and pounce afterwards. Oh, I love this tree. I love the details that are cut into it. With just one die cut, you can nest these two dies. One of the dies cuts the outline of the tree so that you can actually use it with the stamp set. So you can stamp the tree and then cut it out, or you can do it like what we've done here, which is like a standalone image where you're just using it as die cuts. This is really pretty and forgiving ink application, I think, too, right? You'll see a bit of the bark through the tree leaves, and if the two colors go together, it doesn't matter as much, right? It looks really good. Oh, I'm happy with that. So now let me come through with my pouncing, and that's just going to add a little bit more variance in color and texture. Give the real look of some leaves there. Oh, that's really nice. I'm really, really happy with that, if I do say so myself. And you know what? We have to compliment ourselves, don't we? How am I doing with my inkiness? Not so great. Now, do I have anything to wipe it off? Not really. I'm just going to use some Stampin' Mist on my hands and a little tissue here, just to get off. I had a bit of green on there, so I don't want that on the rest of my card. All right, now I'm going to do some stamping on the inside. So again, one of these subtle things that might not be picked up as easily on the camera is the fact that I've got a little outline there. This one might be easier to see. Maybe, not really. This is a different technique called stamping off. So what I'm going to use is my crumb cake ink, and I'm using an image from a corresponding stamp set here, which is really beautiful. I featured it last month too, actually, but it's from this Amber Autumn. So Amber Autumn has a mixture of images and text. Last month we were featuring more of the pumpkins. This month I'm going to feature this little acorn with the oak leaf there, and I'm using thanks on my little banner and blessed to have you in my life for the inside. So let me show you how to stamp off and get a little bit of a lighter look. So once again, things have just moved a little bit. I don't know where my scrap paper is. It should be here, but it is not. And then we look to our little recycle bin. There we go. That works too. So I'm just going to show you how to stamp off here. So inking up the stamp just like normal, and I'm using crumb cake ink. And then we were going to stamp off onto a sheet of scrap paper. That's a beautiful stamped image, but it's just a little bit darker than I want. I want it to be a little bit more subtle on the inside of my card. So I'm going to just take that image that I've already stamped off and then put it onto the card. So if you can see there, that's the difference between the two of them. Camera doesn't pick up on it so well, but your eye can definitely see it in person. So that just gives a really nice kind of subtle image in behind where I'm going to put my text. The text I'm going to use is going to be stamped in old olive ink to match my tree. Again, I'm just using the color of the tree bark and then the tree leaves. Blessed to have you in my life. And where did that little flag go? There it is. This is a kind of a narrow tag, and I kind of have a big stamped saying that I'm putting over top here. So wish me luck. We'll all hold our breath as I do this. There we go. Here's hoping. Oh, it's perfect. Amazing. Love it when that happens. Now I'm done with all of my inks. I can put those away and I'll start putting together my card. So starting at the very back, I'm going to put the blessed to have you in my life onto this black back panel here. And I'm just going to put that on with some Stampin' Seal. So pretty on the inside. And I love that saying too. That's something that really resonates with me. This piece here is going to go on the middle panel, which is kind of like the outside of the mountain. That just gets centered. It'll fit on there perfectly. As long as you know what center it is. There we go. And then this piece here will go on to this bridge panel. But the first thing that I'm going to do is put on this little border piece. You can choose to put on the very neutral early espresso color. That would work really well for anything that's got a little bit more of the fall colors. Or if you want to go the more green route, this one has embossing on it. So that kind of swayed my decision a little bit on in terms of what color I wanted my tree to be. I won't lie, I really like shiny things. And this is like beautiful pre-embossed designer series paper. Now that we've got our pieces coming together, let's add on this support piece, which will add as the support for the tree that is eventually going to be put on there. I'm going to put this on, again, a little bit more motion items go on with tear and tape for me. This is also a really easy way to get a controlled application. So I'm going to put it on the bottom of the outside and the bottom of the inside if we were opening this up as if it were a card. Then when we glue this on, when we've done a fold like this in the past, sometimes we've actually glued it over the top. But for this card, I wanted to have it just hidden in behind. So I'm going to nestle it in to this little fold here. And just about 1 centimeter away from the side here, 1/2 inch or so. And then now we know where we can put our adhesive here. So I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than, oh, look at this. I might have just the perfect amount here, finishing up my spool. So now I'll just put that just there, and I can pop that off and glue this on. So now it's held in place on the front. Now we're going to work on the back. And once again, we didn't know where this was going to be located before, but now I feel confident knowing that I can put some adhesive right here and it will be attaching my vellum to the card base. So I'm just going to snip my little tear and tape there, put that on, and then I can also take this off at this time and lay this piece down. So I like to start at the top and then work my way down to the bottom, and you can just press those on. There we go. We've got our piece that's going to hold our gorgeous tree in place. So now let's work on putting the tree. And so we already showed you, I guess, what not to do, which is to have an overhanging dimensional here. I'm going to just trim that off with some scissors because that, I don't want my card to be glued shut, right? That's like the opposite of this beautiful pop-up. So let's, on this application, be a little bit more cognizant. I thought I was, you know, but let's just lay this out here. So I'm going to be putting this so that the tree trunk is all onto the vellum. This part is overhanging to nothing, so nothing will be on this side. And then I'm going to strategically place dimensionals on this side. So let's use this as a layout. And I can put some dimensionals. I'm using mini dimensionals for this because they're kind of the perfect size. You guys are busy crafting tonight. You don't have the chitter chatter that we normally have. Michelle's not here either. I know she was busy tonight. She wished she could join us, but you know, parenting is so important. You got to be there for your kids when they're doing the exciting things. And that's what I love about the monthly online card club, is that it is accessible to you for when it works for your schedule. We used to have a lot of fun meeting in person. That was really great, but lives have gotten busier than ever. And I want to include as many of you as possible in this wonderful experience of crafting together. So I'm really excited to have this online forum, the ability to reach so many of you every month, connect. I'm going to put one more just on the other side. The base of this tree will be going across at the bottom there, so that's really easy to put your adhesive onto. There we go. So I'm kind of putting it up as high as it can go. Oh, I know, 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙚𝙬. Oh, some splatter. Oh, Priscilla, you are reading my mind. Like, you get ready for the next card because we're 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙚ing like crazy. 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙚 will look beautiful on this card too. I'm going to showcase it on the next one, but 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙚 is amazing on every project, right? Like, every project can use a little bit of sparkle. So now we've got that on there. We can add on our beautiful foil leaf. This is cut out of the brand new earthen, is it earthen toned? I think it's called earthen toned foil. So that little leaf there. Then the thanks is going to have some dimensionals too. And oh my goodness, they're stuck on my nails. There we go. Mini dimensionals really serve their purpose. They are not my favorite go-to because they're just tricky sometimes. I can't sometimes get them detached. There we go. I got it now. So now we got the little thanks on there. And then we can finish this off with some beautiful, what are these ones called again? I can't remember. They're like mottled or something, or I can tell you in a minute. Oops, that one somehow detached from its little sticky base. That doesn't usually happen. It's okay, we can get that back together. Take your pick tool for stuff like this is just a game changer. And now I've got the backing sheet. There we go. I'm having issues, guys. Oh, I love this card layout. I just love how spectacular it is to sit on a shelf. It's just so unique and so different, and I think it really adds some wow factor. So I would love to hear from you. Did you go for like spring, summer color scheme, or did you go for the fall? Ooh, how does one decide? Let me show you where these products come from. So this is the fall for toile, or yeah, that's it. Fall for toile. Autumn toile. Autumn toile. This is a mega suite. We call it a mega suite because there's actually 2 stamp sets, and so therefore 2 bundles. These bundles are very, very different. So let's start with the Amber Autumn because you saw me use that one already. That stamp set includes beautiful imagery, 2 stamps that you can use as line stamps or you can color them. So I just use them as outlines both times that I use them actually, but they would be so much fun to color in with your Stampin' Blends. That would be an awesome therapeutic activity. Getting the blending on those pumpkins. And whenever there's line art, they do such a good job of showing you where the shadows belong. So you can use your 2 different colors of Stampin' Blends and really give it gorgeous layered look and very, very detailed look too. So this one also has sayings, great sayings for the fall, but you can use those all year round as well. So thankful is every season, right? But the Amber Autumn dies are really different. These ones come with not too many of them. There's the leaf actually that we used on this card, which I have to the side here. This little leaf here, and a little sprig of wheat, and these outlines will cut out these stamped images. And then this die here is just beautiful. It doesn't cut out a rectangle, but it cuts out these different pieces out of a rectangle. So you can make the rectangle as big or as small as you want for a bigger border around this. But how it looks when it's cut is shown just on page 41 here. I'll show you that with that earthen paper. So they use a quite narrow border around, so they cut their rectangle just a little bit bigger than the die. Again, you could make that as big as you want. You could do an entire card front cut out with this one. So that's a really unique set of dies there, and I like the sayings in that one. I just really gravitate towards having sayings and imagery in one set, because it means that I can grab it off of my shelf and just go straight from there. But that being said, Autumn Trees has my heart because of this gorgeous imagery. So when you take a look at the stamp set on the front cover, it actually looks quite small, but when we look at that tree, it is huge. It is the size of my hand. It's actually the same size as your die cut image, and the reason for that is the dies actually have different ways of using them. So the way that we use them for our card is by nesting 2 dies together. This one provides all of the detail, shows the trunk and all the branches and all those cut out pieces, and then this cuts out the outline. So you can put the 2 of them together. We had them together just with some washi tape so that you weren't repositioning them every time that we were cutting. But you can also use this just as an outline to cut out the stamped image that you would use with this. So you could stamp your image and then cut it out, and then you'd have this beautiful layered piece that you can put onto your projects. So the same idea with all of these other pieces here too. This die pack comes with a lot of dies, but you can see it cuts out the deer and all these little rock mounds and this little bush here. It also has a couple of standalone dies. So this outline of the deer that you can use as like a silhouette piece if you want. There's also this detailed branch that you can nest inside here, or you can put over top. And then this piece here goes over top of your detailed tree die and would add a really fun textural element if you did it in the same color, or you could do a watercolor wash and do it in a different color, or you could do it in metallics. So lots of options here for layering, using the dies on their own, using the dies along with the stamps. Really, really pretty set. And a set like this, I just love so much, because this is the type of man that I have in my life. He's a nature man. He's not a golf man necessarily. He's a whiskey man, but not crazy. What are the other like typical man style cards, right? Do you know what I mean? Those are the themes that you'll normally find, whereas this is the kind of card that I want to give to my husband and to even my brother, my dad, everyone else in my life, my brothers-in-law. Trees, I think, are for everyone, so I don't think you can go wrong with a set like this. So also from this page, we use the streaked dots. That's what they're called, streaked dots. How could I forget that, right? The streaked dots come in 2 different sizes. And they are smooth over the top, but they have a little bit of a change in color as you take a look at them. And why don't I have these handy? They're buried. Here we go. So let's see if the camera will pick up on those. There's a little bit of a difference in color in those, and you can see the different sizes there. I don't think two are the same. Yeah, they're really pretty. In that early espresso color, so they're really versatile as well. The designer series paper that we used is from the 𝘾𝙧𝙚𝙚𝙚 designer series paper. This is a standard pack in that the same amount of sheets come total, 12 sheets, but instead this one has fewer designs. So typically a pack will have 6 different designs with 2 of each. This one has 4 different designs with 3 sheets of each. So you're still getting the same amount of paper, you're just getting more of fewer designs. And that's because they've actually planned a few classes around this. So if you take a look on the next page, on page 42, there's a one sheet wonder. There's even this frame, which you can make that's has cutting directions. I think I have the cutting directions actually from Stampin' Up. So if you're interested in that, I can send that over to you. But I just love the way that that looks. It's so pretty, and it makes a beautiful gift or a display piece. Great for your stamping room, because again, trees are for everyone, right? Also, they're it's from the annual catalog. It's like a surprise to me every time. Like, I swear, I do make these cards, I prep them, I live with them in my brain for a month, and they're still, like, gone. So the blending brushes come in the small or the large size, and then, of course, these little sponge daubers are really handy to have as well. They come with 5 in a pack. There's some online exclusive items in this showcase in this card as well. One is our beautiful new vellum. It doesn't look like much in a package, but I tell you what, it is going to elevate every project that you use it on. This is 12 by 12 vellum. It comes with 12 sheets in a pack, so you can get lots of layering and lots of use out of that. Also, we used not that designer series paper, but this one here. This is the Gathering Together 12 by 12 paper. It's got that gold embossing on there. We used it as this green trim or that kind of model background, but we used this last month as well with our big leaves that we had cut out. Oh, from the mini catalog, we also cut this little leaf here. We used the earthen toned metallic 12 by 12 specialty paper. It's a brown color, and it's different than any other metallic paper that we've had before. This one is a really deep, I would have called it early espresso. Oh man, I'm losing even more. But they are not calling it that for some reason, and I don't know why, because to me that really does seem like that color. And there you have it. There's that second official card, third card that we're making here, and now we just have one left. When you look at this card, I wonder if you can guess what this is. I know Priscilla's screaming at her monitor. She loves fun fold cards, and I've got 2 fun fold cards for you this month. Actually, like, nearly every one is a fun fold card, because this is an easel, right? Or mountain, whatever you want to call it. This one's like a little card on top of a card, so that's kind of fun still. And then the bonus card was a tri-fold card. So what is this? Fun fold crazy time? Anyways, let's focus on the card that we're actually making now. This one here you can make into whatever theme that you want. It would be perfect as a Christmas card. It would also be perfect as a thinking of you card, sympathy card, any saying that you want on there. These doves, I think, are just perfect. And the color scheme is very neutral. So again, we look at you do love the fun folds. We've got lots of bits and pieces here that we're going to layer up, but let me show you what the card will look like when it's all finished. I'll show you this one here, which has heartfelt prayers on it. So when we look at this card on the front, you can see that wink of Stella that Priscilla was remembering, and I was thinking of a lot this month as well. That gives that extra little sparkle here. But we've got those beautiful white doves in a nice pop. We've got that ribbon and these cute little flower embellishments. And then we have this card opening up as a Z fold. This is a modified Z fold because we're using designer series paper to create that moving mechanism. And because we're using designer series paper, it's a little bit more flimsy, a little bit more lightweight. And so I like to beef up my cards by starting with a background sheet of cardstock that really works as the structure, the base. So this one here can also be used with a Christmas or holiday themed saying on the front, and same sort of thing, opening that up so nicely. Okay, so for a Z fold card, you definitely could do the scoring beforehand and then you would just have to fold it. But to be honest, this is a little bit of a different sized piece of paper, and so it would be trickier to get the score than anything. So I purposely left it without scoring it so that you could just fold it in half and fold it in half again. So you'll want to have the color of paper, or the pattern of paper that you want showing to be the inside of the card. Basically, we've made that fold there. And then we're going to fold it again. That's going to create that little Z fold. So I really want to showcase this pattern here on the inside. So I'm going to have that as the inside of my card. And that's the only part that's visible, because you can see this kind of just is a background piece. You don't really see that side of the paper. Okay, so let's put this on. You can put it on with whatever you'd like. Tear and tape would work great. Stamp and seal is kind of my preference. I know this is a moving card, so I'm kind of breaking my own rules, but I'll put an extra little piece, an extra little strip of stamp and seal down that side, just so that it bonds a little bit better. Don't bond too well in a bad alignment though, paper. There we go. So now I've got that piece. I'm going to put the white piece on that we are going to write our message in. Oh, I know. I love Secret C. Secret C is becoming my favorite core color. And I'm calling it a core color because even though it's one of our rotating colors, actually, one of our in colors, to me, it is like the perfect core color of blue. It's almost like a neutral. That's the color of this background here. So I'm using two in colors on this project actually. This is the Secret Sea, and then we've got our cloud cover. That's a little bit of a lighter one. This is going to act as a base for this textured piece, but before I adhere those two together, I want to do a couple of things. One of the things is use my 𝘾𝙧𝙬 Platinum Shimmer paintbrush, which is actually in the color called Clear, but it gives a platinum shimmer on there. And I'm going to paint this on and splatter it. But mostly I want to remind you to wrap your ribbon around your piece of cardstock so that when you are looking at this, you're not seeing the end wrapped around on the inside. It's nice and clean. So we're going to just wrap that around this smaller, darker piece of cardstock and then put that onto the light. Okay, so just, even if you're not 𝘾𝙧𝙬𝙚𝙀, just hold for a second so I can show you how to put that together in a way that will make it look so neat and clean. I'm using my 𝘾𝙧𝙬 to enhance 4 of these flowers. The ones at the corners are actually embossed a little bit deeper than all of the other flowers that are embossed into this paper. Can you see how this little scalloped rectangle is also embossed there? I just love that look. That was a little bit of a puddle that came there. That's okay. Then I'm going to take my, now that I've done my little bit of painting, you can paint all of this if you want, but I'm just going to add a little bit of a splatter. So that adds a little bit of interest without being too finicky. I'm using the lid and flicking my paintbrush and just getting a little bit of a splatter, kind of dotted look here onto this beautiful dark blue cardstock. Okay, now let's put that to the side here. Let that dry for a minute, and I'm just going to tidy up here because I bet I got some 𝘾𝙧𝙬𝙚 all over the place. And let's do the stamping on our little tag. So in terms of color, I'm using the Secret Sea color, which will coordinate perfectly with this dark blue. But you could use any color of blue, or even like a Versamark would be kind of interesting for a really light kind of tone on tone look. The stamp set that I'm using is the coordinating one for this suite, which is called Peace on Earth. This one has so many different sayings, and they're big and bold, and they cover everything. So you can put sending love, wishing you peace, love, and joy, all the best in your new adventure, heartfelt prayers, peace on earth, with deepest sympathy, big hugs for a good friend. Love that. So what should I do for this one? I think I need more Christmas cards. So let's do Peace on Earth. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp that centered on this tag. There we go. I don't think I've heard one cheer. Are the Oilers even still playing anymore? I don't know. It's hard to have so many sports going at the same time. It's like I get maxed out or something. It's like I can either focus on hockey or baseball, but all of this is like a lot. As well as my son's hockey as well, right? We've got other things going on. I'm just going to make sure that this is dry, especially that little smooch that I did there. That's still quite soggy. I don't want my glimmer everywhere. Okay, I think that's good. So now I can put on my ribbon wrap around here. This is actually Misty Moonlight, which I think coordinates so nicely. There's so many blues in this pack of paper. It's so nice to work with. I couldn't tell if there was actually adhesive on there. I did lay it on there, so that's perfect. So I'm just laying it on here, and again I'm wrapping it around. This is how I think cards are elevated to like the next level. When you're a beginner stamper, maybe you're just starting off and you don't know about all the different things that you can be doing, but I think one of the things that really showcases that you're a little bit more of an experienced stamper is how you finish your edges of ribbon and make sure that those are hidden. And sometimes it takes a little bit of extra pre-planning to finish your projects in a way that look really neat and tidy and don't have frayed ribbon in them. I'm putting some tear and tape on there because I really like how it holds on the ribbon, and it will hold this textured paper on really well too. Here we go. Now this goes on to our cloud cover rectangle. Instead of rubbing the front and maybe rubbing around some of that beautiful 𝘾𝙧𝙬𝙚, I'm just going to rub the back here. Make sure that that's pressed on really nicely. Now to glue this onto the front of our card, we will keep in mind that we're only going to put adhesive here and here, so it's not gluing the rest of the card shut. So you can choose to do your tear and tape or your stamp and seal, whatever you prefer. There we go. I like to flip it over and use my project as a guide so that I know exactly where to put this adhesive so that it doesn't glue my card shut. I've been using tear and tape more and more these days. I'm actually using it for the cards that I'm making for the 𝘎𝙪𝙘, because I'm making those when I'm crafting on the go at my son's hockey practices and whatnot. I'm even like in the doctor's waiting room. I was doing it the other day. So it's just nice because the tear and tape doesn't take time to dry. It dries instantly, of course. And then if you have to stop halfway through, it's just easier that way. You can just put your project kind of to the side and have it ready to go again whenever you're ready to start crafting again. I'm putting some mini dimensionals. Look at me with my mini dimensionals today, hey? Complaining the entire time. But yes, look at me go. See, this is my problem, is that sometimes they want to lift up even after I put them on there. There we go. I think I need to press them on harder. So, oh, I should have put some dimensionals on the back of this piece on Earth too. Let's put those on. I could definitely be doing some bigger ones than this one, but since I have these ones ready to go, we'll just proceed with what I've got handy. Okay, we'll put the piece on Earth on first. I love how it nestles perfectly into that pre-embossed image. And then now we can put our little doves on. And then final finishing touch are these gorgeous flat embellishments. I'm going to cover this up a little bit just because it's bothering me. There we go. I'll put one here, I think. These little flowers come in 4 different colors in one pack, so you have lots to play with. They're all blues and white, but I really like that they're neutral. They're not necessarily, Christmas themed, even though this is a part of our Christmas collection. This beautiful card can be peace on earth, heartfelt prayer, sympathy, whatever you want it to be. And it looks so beautiful when you display it as well. Let's take a look at where those products come from. It's actually mostly just one page here. This Peaceful Garden on page 32 and 33 is where you'll see the rest of this sweet collection. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Priscilla. Thanks for letting me know, because I think it's gorgeous as well. This Piece on Earth comes with a bundle, where you can bundle and save 10%. So the Piece on Earth comes with a stamp set with all the sayings, no imagery, and then the dies come with all imagery and these great little tags. So these tags fit perfectly inside of the embossing folder. That is sold separate, but coordinates. It's also from the same suite, just right here on the page. There's one that's almost the exact size of this embossing here, and then there's one that's a little bit smaller. We use the one that's smaller. I wonder if you could nest this in here and have this as an opening. Would you want to do that? I think that you totally can. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. So you could even have this, imagine this blue piece that is embossed, but instead of this just embossing that as this little shape, you actually have like a peekaboo cut open window that you can have in the middle there. That would look gorgeous too. Oh, that's so fun. Then you've got the imagery of these doves and some little sprigs here. So the doves, which have all the feathers cut into them, which is so nice too. You can ruffle those up and make them really textured in 3D. Then you've got a large sprig and a small sprig. You've got these cute little stars. And then you've got these. Do you guys know what those are? It actually cuts out 2 at once. And they are little envelopes so that you can have your dove being a little carrier pigeon or something and carrying a little letter. Oh, isn't that cute? What a thoughtful idea. I love those. Also from this page, we use the embellishments and the ribbon. I'll show you those in a little bit more detail. The ribbon again is Misty Moonlight and Silver Edged ribbon. And it's so elegant and pretty. And then the Hues of Blues flowers are in 4 different colors. The one that's hidden up at the top underneath this little flap is white, the least exciting of the colors. But there's also Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight, and Secret Sea. So we've got all these gorgeous coordinating blues that go together. The one product that I didn't use actually from this suite is the glimmer paper from this pack. That one comes in 3 different colors. That's blue, soft green, and dark gray. Again, what's with the vague names of the colors? What the heck, right? Don't we do all alliteration? I thought so. The other product that I want to showcase to you from this same suite is actually available as an online exclusive item. It's called the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop. So this comes similar to on page 46 and 47. This is the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking section. And this one you can get kind of broken apart, or you can get the Scrapbooking Workshop. Oh, that might be in the beginning here. Here it is. Okay, we've got it in a few different places. So the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop kit is $49, and it includes components put together in an easy-to-use kit with step-by-step instructions, cutting maps, and everything that you need to make 3 2-page spreads. So a total of 6 scrapbooking pages. But you put them together usually in a book where you see both of them at the same time. So you can purchase some of the items separately. So this Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper and sticker sheet pack is available separately. But the only way that you can get the instructions and the cutting maps is if you get this Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop kit. So that has these instructions which come like this, gives you they're like a really nice thick glossy cardstock. It gives you everything that you need, and it will also show you what photos that you should gather so that you can create the layouts as they have been shown here, or of course you can customize all this and do your own design. I really like though that it comes with these cutting maps. It shows you what the front and the back of the papers should look like and the orientation. So some of them it doesn't matter, but say for these doves, right? The cut orientation, lay out your sheet like this, and then you cut all these different strips so that you can use them on the different projects. Every piece is labeled so that you can see what project it's on. So project 1, 2, or 3, and then the letters indicate different components which you will put together as per the map later on in the book here. So easy to use, so clear, so clever, and it includes nearly a whole pack of Designer Series paper here that you can get separately, but it's nice to have in this kit too. So you can get many of those patterns separately. This one here is a little bit of a different pattern. It's got a little bit of a mottled look. You can see a little bit there and a little bit here of that Secret Sea color. And then it also has some of our two-tone cardstock, which is double-sided. So this cardstock has the same color of pigment on each of them, but there's just a different density, like a different saturation for the front side and the back side. So one will perfectly match the Stampin' Up! Color, and then there's a lighter version on the other side. So same thing for this pecan pie, and this looks like crumb cake. And then at the back here of this kit, you can see it comes with all these different components, which are laser cut, and you just pop these out. They're all labeled on the back. Project 3, Project 2, and so you can just put them together in piles and put together your pages really quickly and easily. You'll just love making this kit. I know you will. The other thing that I love about this kit is even if you don't have the pictures at the time, Stampin' Up! Gives you these little photo place markers that show you the size that you need to order So even if you're not putting it together, you can put these in the place of where a photo will end up being. And then when you are ordering your pictures, you can get them printed to the sizes that they need. Or you can even use these as a little cutting map and trim around them with your paper trimmer to cut a larger image into a smaller photo. Okay, so that is the end of our crafting for October. Can you believe it's October? First of all, let's just take a moment for that. But I want to know, it's very important to me, which projects you like, because it is always different. It always kind of surprises me, but lots of times it's aligned with what I like best. So which project here that we've crafted together this month appeals to you most? Do you like the trifold bird cards where you got the peekaboo window and opening up? Do you like our cute little gingerbread man with all of his shiny sweet and sour candies? Do you like this really unique fold with this tree that pops up that you created into like a spring or summer or even a fall kind of a color scheme? Or are you loving on this beautiful blue peace on earth dove card that could be Christmas or sympathy or whatever you need it to be? Oh yeah, so Priscilla's saying, yeah, sucker for blues, loving the peace on earth card. Yeah, me too. 𝙬𝙬 I know, me too. It has everything that I like. It's monochromatic. It's like easy on my brain, and I just love this type of a fun fold. It's simple, it's effective, it's wow factor, but it's easy for the person who's receiving the card to understand. That's also another thing, right? We want it fancy, but not so fancy that they start ripping the card apart trying to figure out how to open it, right? So I'm so glad that you joined me for this wonderful crafting experience. This is honestly such a highlight of my month. I love crafting with you, and I hope that you can craft with me in person over the coming weeks. My schedule is going to keep coming out. We've got this Sunday from 1 till 4. Put that in your calendar and let me know that you can come to that. I'd love to do some kit crafting with you at Brew and Bloom. It's such a fun place to be, and you'll feel spoiled and like you're treating yourself, and it's a great place to bring friends too. So hopefully that works for you, and stay tuned. We're going to do Stamp a Stack and all kinds of other Christmas cards as well. So I really hope to stamp with you soon. So thanks again, take care, and stamp with you real soon.